Today, we are going to explore the fascinating world of plastic. From its creation to its curious persistence, let's dive into the story of plastics. First of all, we will going to see how plastic is made. Plastic is made from petrochemicals derived from oil and natural gas. The process involves refining, polymerization, and molding. So let's break it down more. Plastic is made through a process called polymerization, where molecules called monomers are chemically bonded together to form long chains known as polymers. In these, raw materials, typically petroleum or natural gas, are extracted and refined to obtain hydrocarbons. The hydrocarbons are chemically transformed into monomers through processes like cracking and distillation. These monomers are then polymerized, means joined together to form polymers. There are different methods for polymerization, including addition polymerization and condensation polymerization. In condensation polymerization, the raw polymer is mixed with additives like stabilizers, coolants, and fillers to achieve the desired properties and functionality. The compounded plastic is then melted and shaped into various forms using techniques like extrusion, injection molding, blow molding, or rotational molding. Once shaped, the plastic is cooled and hardened to maintain its final form. This process results in a wide range of plastic products with different characteristics and uses. So now we will look into the types of plastics. Plastics are categorized into various types based on their chemical structure and properties. The main categories include thermoplastics. These plastics can be melted and remelted multiple times without altering their chemical structure. Their common types include polyethylene, which is used in bags, bottles, and containers. Next is polypropylene, found in automotive parts, packaging, and textiles. Next is polyvinyl chloride, which is used in pipes, vinyl flooring, and window frames. Another polystyrene, used in disposable cutlery, CD cases, and insulation. Poly is polyethylene terephthalate, common in beverages bottles and food containers. Second type of plastic is thermosetting plastics. These plastics undergo a chemical change during heating and cannot be remelted or reshaped. Common types include epoxy, used in adhesives and composite material. Next is phenolic, found in electrical insulators and kitchenware. Next is urea formaldehyde, used in adhesives, finishes, and molded objects. Last one is melamine, which is used in kitchenware and laminates. The third type is engineering plastics. These are high performance materials designed for specific applications requiring durability and resistance. Examples include polycarbonate, used in eyewear lenses, automotive parts, and electronic components. Another is next is polyamide, found in textiles, automotive parts, and industrial components. Last one is polyoxymethylene, which is used in precision parts, gears, and bearings. Each type of plastic has unique properties that make it suitable for different applications, from everyday items to specialized industrial components. Another question which appears in our mind is, why can't we destroy plastic? The simple answer is, plastic is challenging to destroy due to its chemical structure and durability. Here are some key reasons. First, chemical stability of plastics. Plastics are designed to be resistant to degradation. Their long polymer chains are stable and do not easily break down. This stability is what gives plastic its durability but also makes it resistant to decomposition. The second, next, non biodegradability of plastics. Most plastics do not break down naturally in the environment. While some microorganisms can degrade certain types of plastics, the process is extremely slow, taking hundreds to thousands of years. The third thing is complexity of plastic types. Plastics come in many forms and are often mixed with additives, making it too difficult to process them uniformly. Different types of plastics require different recycling methods, and many recycling systems are not equipped to handle all types. The last thing is environmental impact. Plastic can break down into smaller pieces called microplastics, which persist in the environment and are harmful to the wildlife and ecosystems. Efforts to address plastic waste include improving recycling technologies, developing biodegradable alternatives, and reducing plastic use through policy and consumer behavior changes. However, these solutions are still evolving and face various challenges. Let me tell you the consequences of plastic pollution. First of all, environmental impact. Plastics contribute to pollution in oceans, rivers, and landscapes. They can entangle wildlife, harmful marine life through ingestion, and disrupt ecosystems. Second thing is health risk. Microplastics can enter the food chain, posing potential risk to human health. Chemicals in plastics, such as BPA, may disrupt endocrine systems and have other adverse health effects. The third thing is economic costs. The cleanup of plastic waste and its impact on tourism, fisheries, and other industries incur significant economic costs. The last thing is resource waste. The production and disposal of plastic waste deplete resources and energy, contributing to environmental degradation. My solutions to plastic pollution will be, first of all, reduce plastic use. Minimizing single use plastics and opting for reusable or biodegradable alternatives can significantly reduce plastic waste. Secondly, improve recycling. Enhancing recycling infrastructure and technologies to handle more types of plastics and increase recycling rates can help manage plastic waste more effectively. Third thing, support innovations. Investing in research and development of alternative materials such as biodegradable plastics and sustainable packaging can provide environmentally friendly options. Fourth thing is legislation and policies. Implementing policies to restrict the use of certain plastics, such as bans on single use plastic bags and straws, can reduce plastic waste generation. Fifth thing is public awareness. Educating the public about the environmental impact of plastic pollution and encouraging responsible consumption and disposal can drive behavior changes. Last but not the least, cleanup efforts. Participating in or supporting cleanup initiatives to remove plastic waste from the environment helps mitigate existing pollution. Combining these approaches can address the plastic pollution crisis and promote more sustainable future. Thank you guys for watching the video. Bye bye.